All right. This battery, which has also been home to mice, that's been mouse beds like 2 or 3 times. I'm driving around and like smelling something. Like, what the heck is that? Yeah, it's a mouse. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. I always thought this Jeep kind of started a little rough, and in my manual, it only brings up the 800 cold cranking amps. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Come on. All right. Sorry, I guess the autofocus sucks. The reserve capacity just is not enough when it's cold out here and the grid heater has to run for an extended period of time. And plus the 800 cold cranking amps is like kind of the minimum. The new manual says at negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit, it will work. It needs 950 cold cranking amps with a reserve capacity of at least 180. And they recommend as a minimum to be 800 cold cranking amps with a reserve capacity of 180. So, now, the issue with the TJ here I got, I guess I should have brought the magnet. Well, I should show you guys this way. Oh. The room to get in here is very, 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 it's kind of tight. I do technically have like 12 and 5/8. That's getting really close to this intercooler piping. I don't know if that's a problem or not. That's what I'm going to try. And also, I guess there's a couple different ways that I can attack this. This is basically your OEM TJ setup, battery location, everything like that. And YJ's pretty similar too. What most people do is they run a dual battery and they just stack them. They have one down here and one up here. I think some of them can actually put one here, like side by side, if they don't have AC, because that's where your AC condenser would be. Whatever it is, I don't know what it's called, evaporator core. But anyway, I don't have that. Don't care. But you know, my intercooler piping, it's not going anywhere. That's got to be basically there. I could maybe get an 1/8 of an inch, but I don't want to do that because it gets so close to this alternator. Nope, don't want to do it. Most people go with 2 Group 34 AGMs. You got to go AGM because you can put them on the side. There's a chance that they could leak if they're just regular lead acid. I tried to just put like a Group 31 in there, and that ain't working. And the only single battery I found is a specialty battery. I think North Star makes it. It's an AGM RV Marine dual purpose battery, and it's got 930 cold cranking amps. It's got a reserve capacity of 190, maybe 195. So I want to try that out. It's supposed to be like just barely under 12.5 inches in width. And then of course my wife brought up a good point, and think about it. If it's a big problem, I'll stand it up on its end and then run it that way. But it's a great idea. I wish I would have thought of it, but I'm not that smart, so I didn't. Now that still kind of puts it close. Really, dual battery is probably the best way to go, but I just don't want to because I'm obnoxious, I guess. I don't know. But well, part of it, I mean, I don't know. I just didn't want to have the extra wiring. Not that it's that big of a deal. I don't know. I just rather, I'm going to try it. Plus, it's cheaper. That's actually the main reason. It's cheaper. We're talking expensive crap here. I mean, the other dual battery setup is like $600. This setup is going to run me $400. I've got to order this battery, and that's with taxes and everything. And I found a link on Amazon for $460 or $360. I'm sorry. Taxes, once they get you there, I'm looking at basically $400. It's about the same. I'm going to try this if the single battery doesn't work. Of course, this worked for 2 years, but it really is. I could tell it wasn't quite right. I knew before the winter that I was going to go with either a big single battery or dual battery. Now that my wife kind of came up with that one plan, I kind of want to go get a Group 31, which I know will work. Put it in here, And like, of course, it'll have to be AGM, which makes it expensive as can be, and that'll be like $420. But I really like to put on its side, and then have a really nice size battery. And then for my auxiliary battery, I'm going to try to I'm going to go with the bigger setup for it too. I'd really like to have about. I'm going to try to get like, I think I'm going to go with the 29 DC in the back, and I'm going to look around. I might stay with just like your real cheap $90 Walmart battery, or I might see something different. There's part of me that wants to go with two GC2 batteries, but I don't know. I've got to think about that a little bit more. I like having the AGMs, so that's what I've been running. I don't know if I really want to spend that right now. So it's been a crazy year, and then Christmas is coming up. I can't just buy stuff for myself, though I don't really know why. I keep telling my wife that I'm so special. I should be giving everything. So, but she doesn't agree. I need to buy stuff for people and family. So I will get my battery Thursday. So I'm kind of done on this thing, but I wouldn't have to be. Oh, this is the reason I mentioned the auxiliary battery. If I have a bigger auxiliary battery, if I do get in a pinch, I could jump myself. It wouldn't be great. It's another reason I think the 29 DC is more of a marine battery. So I might stick with, instead of just a pure deep cycle, I might try one that's actually got a little bit of cold cranking amps. That way, hopefully with the two, then I get a battery on order, and then before it completely fails, I'm not totally out of the woods, or I'm not totally screwed. Even though, I mean, I know I can get away with, I can put a battery in here, but I'd hate to do that all the time, because that instead of being like a $400 problem, it's a $500 problem. I mean, of course, I've also got two vehicles, and that's just what I'm doing right now. It's just driving the truck for a while till I get this guy back up. Of course, that being said, I mean, I'm limping along every day anyway. I have to air my tire up every day, or else it drops down to 20 psi and then stays there for some reason. It just loves 20 psi. So I'm assuming it's got some stuff around the bead or something. I'd hate to have to jump myself and do the other all the time. That'd be kind of ridiculous at some point. That being said, I probably need to talk to Red Arc and see if that's a good idea. If I can run the jumper cables from my auxiliary battery to my starter battery, and do that if I'm out in the field or something. I've also got two of the jump start deals, but the last one I just got it because it's $30. I mean, and we're not talking about like the one. These are like the real tiny, like kind of like your Nocos or something like that. But I have used a knockoff of the Noco, and actually had pretty good results. But they don't seem to last for very long. So I don't know what their deal is. But when I used them, I had to use them last year for the truck, and I used them several times, or not the truck, the tractor. I jumped the tractor several times. I even used it on the big tractor that we had and jumped it too. Of course, I mean, most of these were with an okay battery, or at least a not completely shot battery, and they were working. So I can't say that the real cheap one, the middle grade cheap one that I went with, is total crap. It does not hold a charge very long. If I don't charge it before the weekend, it's dead. So I'm not really sure what the deal is with that. And then I'm gonna get this one. I got it for $30. So I'm pretty excited to do that. But one of these days, I'm actually gonna have to probably get a more expensive one. I like the little lithium ones. What can you say? Yeah, that's the saga right now.